My name is Jason Long, and this is the module for INSC 538. Today's module will cover lynda.com/LinkedIn Learning. The objective for this module is to introduce users to lynda.com/LinkedIn Learning's online education platform. The audience for this module are post-pandemic learners looking to refresh, enhance, or learn new skills to either re-enter the workforce or for personal enrichment. This is Ken. During the pandemic, Ken lost his job as a marketing executive. He now wants to start a new career as a project manager. Ken also took up photography as a hobby during the quarantine. He would like to learn how to use Photoshop to enhance his hobby and possibly start a side business as a photographer. Lynda.com is perfect for this kind of work for Ken. To start, he will need to get to lynda.com. Ken can go through his local public library and get access to lynda.com. We're going to go through my local library, Dayton Metro Library. And right here on our homepage, DaytonMetroLibrary.org, we see a link for lynda.com. So Ken can click right there. When we get to lynda.com, he's going to need to type in his library card number and his PIN, and this verifies that he is a member of our library system. So we'll click on Login. And this is the landing page for lynda.com/LinkedIn Learning. The reason it's called LinkedIn Learning is because LinkedIn purchased lynda.com and began rebranding it as LinkedIn Learning. Right here on the landing page, you'll see that there's kind of a lot going on. There's popular learning paths for new courses. There's new courses that have been added, popular courses, courses that are popular at your organization. And we can scroll through and see a lot of different topics across a number of different fields. Right here we'll see a typical entry. It'll have the title of the course and the course instructor. It'll have a small blurb of what the course discusses and teaches. It'll have a time of how long it takes to complete the course. It'll have a level of education, either beginner, intermediate, or advanced. It will show you how many times this particular course has been viewed, so in this case over 390,000 times. On the right, there's a not interested button, so if this course isn't something you're interested in, or Ken isn't interested in, he can click on this and it won't show up in the results. Or he could add it to his playlist. We'll go over adding items to playlists in a little bit. For that now, though, Ken knows that he wants to do project management, so he's not going to browse through any of these. Right up here at the top of the screen, there's a search bar. So we can type in project, and you'll see that Lynda will auto-populate some different terms. So we'll click on project management. And this page gives us kind of the same thing we saw on the previous page. New release courses, learning paths, which we'll talk about in a moment, documentaries on project management, and a weekly series about project management. If we scroll down, we'll see that there are 159 courses on project management and over 4,300 video tutorials. That's a lot to go through. Over here on the left-hand side, you can filter those results by software, specific author, or skill levels. Ken could go through and he could filter some of these if he really wants to, but maybe there's a better way. Let's head up to the top of the page. We're going to hover our cursor over this button that says Library. So when we do this, this brings up all of the different fields that Lynda covers. You'll see there it goes everywhere from animation to music to business to design, education and e-learning, etc., etc. So we're going to come up here to business. And when we do this, you'll see that there are three distinct sections. There's topics, there's software, and there's learning paths. There's also a section for guides down here, but we're not going to talk about those. Right here under topics is project management. So maybe that's where Ken would like to go. We'll click on that, and you'll see that it brings up this very same page we were just on when we did a search in the search box. That wasn't really helpful then, not really too helpful now. So we're going to come back up here to library, and we're going to come back to business. There's nothing in software that says project management. But over here in Learning Paths, there's a link that says Become a Project Manager. So let's click on that. When we do so, we're taken to a page that gives us a little bit of an overview of LinkedIn's and Linda's Project Manager learning path. There's 12 hours of video tutorials. There's course certifications you can get. And right now, Ken could just click on Watch Now and start with the very first Project Management Foundations video. Let's go ahead and click on this. This gives us all the information about this particular course. On the left-hand side, you'll see the introduction, and then it's broken down into different sections of the course. Now, this course, or it'll tell us over here, is 3 hours and 20 minutes long. And that's kind of a long time to sit down in one course. But you'll see that each of these links over here have a timestamp. That means you can click on any of these items throughout the entire course, and you can choose to watch a 2-minute video, a 34-second video. You could start at the top of this second section, and you can watch the entire thing. You can pick and choose what you want to do. If Ken has an afternoon to kill, he could watch all 3 hours. If he doesn't have that much time, he could watch maybe a half hour, whatever works in his schedule. By clicking Watch Now, the video course will begin. This is our instructor. And a nice thing here is that we have an overview of the course, the transcript of the course video, which is very handy in case you need to go back and review something. You can download the course to your computer or device and view it offline. And you also have exercise files. So if they mention something in the video about how to practice with a certain file, you have the files right there. This sounds great for Ken, but how does he go back to it if he wants to do it later? He can add it to his playlist. So we'll click on Add to Playlist, and he'll click My Playlist. He can choose to only download the video, or he can add the entire course to the playlist. I think he'll want to add the whole course. So now when we go back to the Lynda homepage, right here in his playlist, the Project Management Foundations that we just saw. And you'll see this page also gives you other statistics as well for that particular course. So we have the project management part down. What about Photoshop? Let's go back to Library. And maybe this section that says Photography will have some information. Is there anything in the topics? Nope. However, since Photoshop is a certain kind of software, here's where we want to be. So we'll click on Photoshop. And again, this takes us back to a very similar looking screen where we have to filter through some things, but in this case, that's okay. Ken knows that he's a beginner, so he's going to select Beginner as a skill level. And then he can scroll through a few of these pages. Photoshop 2021 Quick Start. That looks like a good place to start. So we'll click on this. And a quick glance tells us this is only 52 minutes long. Ken could knock that out over a lunch break if he wanted to. And it even says right here, get started over your lunch break. And just as the other course, it gives us different sections. Ken can pick and choose different sections that he wants to work on, different things that he wants to learn in this specific time. Since this works the same way as the project management course, Ken knows what to expect. So he's going to add this to his playlist as well. And he'll select course. And then when we go back to lynda.com, his 2 courses will be listed on his playlist right here. There's our Project Management Foundations, and there's the Photoshop. So Ken is all set to go with his new career path and his new personal enrichment. So now for a quiz. Lynda.com/LinkedIn Learning is only for established career professionals, yes or no? No. Lynda.com and LinkedIn Learning is for anyone looking to learn new skills regardless of their current job status. Quiz 2. True or false? Ken has to watch the entire learning path in one sitting. True or false? That would be false. Ken can choose to watch as much or as little of the learning path as he likes in a given time frame. He can also pick and choose certain sections of the path to watch or rewatch as necessary. Quiz 3. Ken can save courses to his playlist for future viewing. Yes or no? That's a yes. Ken can use the plus sign on a course to add it to his playlist. He can add or remove courses as needed and view them at his convenience. So now that we've gone over LinkedIn Learning and lynda.com, it's time for a reflection for your own benefit. How do you feel about lynda.com and LinkedIn Learning now? I know more than I did before the module. I know about the same as I did before the module. I know less than I did before the module. How comfortable do you feel using lynda.com or LinkedIn Learning? I feel more comfortable than I did before the module. I feel about the same as I did before the module. I feel less comfortable than I did before the module. If you're feeling anything or you have any questions, I would love for you to contact me. You can reach me at my email address, jlong75@vols.utk.edu. I thank you for your listening and I thank you for your viewing. Have a great day.